Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
This is Autoline Daily for the last day in June 2010, and now the news. General Motors met with Wall Street investors and analysts yesterday and delivered a generally upbeat message about the company. Two key facts that emerged. The Wall Street Journal reports the company is operating at 85% production capacity, which is comfortably above its break-even level. And Bloomberg reports GM is getting $3,000 more on average for every vehicle it sells in North America. Here's my Autoline insight. By closing so many plants when going through bankruptcy, GM can now operate the remaining ones at high capacity utilization, which is the key way to make money in the automotive business. The old GM had so many plants and a UAW contract that essentially prohibited it from laying off any workers that it was actually cheaper to build a car than not to build it. So the company built way too many vehicles and then had to offer massive sales incentives to entice people to buy them. The new GM is building vehicles to match customer demand, so it doesn't need as many incentives. That's why it's getting more money per vehicle, and as it continues to replace older models with better ones, it should get even more money for every one it sells. The Chevrolet Colorado midsize pickup truck has been kinda disappointing from a sales standpoint in the American market, but guess what? It's doing great elsewhere in the world. Bloomberg reports that GM will build a new version of the Colorado in Thailand for export to Europe and Southeast Asia. The company expects to sell around 100,000 copies of the Chevrolet branded pickup per year in these markets. The move is part of a nearly $470 million investment in the country. GM also plans to build a diesel engine plant there. Just to show you how much the world is changing, China is going to be the second largest market for Porsche in the world behind the United States. According to Gasgoo, the company is aiming for sales of 16,000 units a year by 2012, which would be enough to overtake Germany as number 2. Last year, the company sold 8,600 vehicles, with the Cayenne accounting for over 80% of those sales. In order to reach its goals, Porsche plans to add 13 more dealers this year in China to the 25 it already has. And speaking of German luxury makers in China, Gasgoo reports Audi plans to sell imported R8s with the 5.2-liter V10 in the country for, brace yourselves, $342,000. A lot of that has to do with taxes, but it's about $200,000 more than the car costs in the American market. Audi is the largest luxury brand in China and expects to sell 200,000 vehicles there this year. Wards reports that the solar vehicle team at the University of Michigan has won its third straight American Solar Challenge race. The group's Infinium car, which is its 10th generation vehicle, can hit speeds of 100 miles an hour. It crossed the finish line 2 hours ahead of its closest competitor, clocking in with an elapsed time of 28 hours, 14 minutes, and 44 seconds to complete the 1,100-mile race. That's about 1,700 kilometers. This is the school's 6th victory in the contest. It won the inaugural event back in 1990. Apps for smartphones are a booming business these days, and there are tons of apps for cars. We'll take a look at how Smart is integrating smartphones into its cars right after this.
Introducing Bridgestone's third generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
Smart is coming out with an electric version of its dinky little fortwo. And to keep customers on the bleeding edge of technology, it's developing a number of apps so that you can use your smartphone in your Smart. Check this out.
We are sitting here in the Electric Drive Smart in Brooklyn, New York, and I want to show you a little bit about our new product, which is the Smart Drive Kit for the iPhone. So what this is kind of a head unit in an iPhone app, and we have this cradle and a kind of minimal hardware kit that connects the iPhone to the car. We've got a number of firsts here. I mean, this is really the first time you have an iPhone talking directly to a car and integrating in a way that's meant to be used by the driver while driving. You can see we've got this really bright, colorful user interface. We've done extensive work and testing to make sure that it's usable while driving. And we focus on kind of the four main feature groups. We've got our media, we've got telephone calling, we've got maps and local search, and some assistance features. And I just want to show you a couple of the coolest. Of course, we'll give you access to the content that's on your iPhone. You can browse by playlist, by artist, by album. Anyone who has an iPhone kind of knows how that works. But we also do internet radio, and this is something that's really, really cool. We've got access to streaming stations from around the world. We're sitting here in New York City and want to listen now to a station that's in southern Germany. We can then actually try to identify the song that's playing on the radio, and this would let us then hopefully figure out what it is, and eventually, if we want to, go ahead and buy it. And here's the song we just heard the end of right there, with Smooth Operator by Sade. If I want to go buy it, of course we don't do this while driving. I've got this purchase button, takes us straight to iTunes, and we can go get that music. Of course, we provide access to telephone calls. The kit includes a full Bluetooth hands-free kit, and here's a user interface that lets you, browse your phone book and make a phone call. Everyone wants to know about maps. So right now this is a low-cost application. We show maps of the car, or what's around the car. We let you, pan around, see what's around you. This is not a full navigation system, and we do that for cost reasons. This is a low-cost app, but navigation will be an additional cost upgrade available later this year. In the meantime, we let you search for things around you. So say I want to find a coffee shop around me. That's no problem. We're sitting here in Brooklyn, so it shouldn't be a problem. And we've got one 750 feet down the road. There it is. And we can see here's our car. Finally, this wouldn't be complete without kind of a nod to why we're here, which is the launch of the Smart Electric Drive. We've got kind of a preview of what our electric drive feature for this app is going to be when it's released later this year. And here we have some information about where we're charging and what the vehicle is doing with charging. So we've got our current charge status and kind of this little interactive widget that lets us kind of predict when we can leave, to get the range we need, and what time that's going to be ready. So that's it. Pretty much, it's a full head unit in an iPhone app, and it really lets us do more than any traditional head unit could because of the the unique capabilities and the internet connection of the iPhone.
Let's see if apps like this do anything to help sales of smarts, which are pretty much going nowhere these days. Hey, don't forget to tune into Autoline After Hours tomorrow night live when we are devoting the entire show to your questions and comments. That's right, an entire show dedicated to rapid fire, which gets us into all kinds of topics. So bring them on. Get your questions in for Autoline After Hours tomorrow night, starting live at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's it for the most interesting news in today's global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.